A joint replacement is judged by its longevity. These implants must endure continuous mechanical stress through decades of repetitive motion. Evaluating that level of long-term efficacy requires specific mathematical tools. Standard biostatistical methods often fall short because they are built to measure immediate, rigid results. Researchers call this the binary trap, sorting outcomes into absolute categories, success or failure. If one implant fails after 1 year and another after 14 years, a binary study treats them identically. Both data points drop into the exact same failure bucket. By flattening the data this way, researchers strip away the single most important variable in orthopedic outcomes, the actual duration of success. To solve this, biostatisticians rely on survival analysis. Instead of merely asking if an event happened, survival analysis tracks when it happened. It captures time-to-event data, pinpointing the exact month or year an implant loosens, an illness recurs, or a patient requires revision. Shifting the focus from a binary result to a time-based continuum allows surgeons to extract actionable, predictive insights from dense clinical data, improving patient care. To make these predictions, clinical researchers first need a reliable method to calculate an implant's probability of surviving year after year without complication. This graph illustrates the Kaplan-Meier estimator. It is a non-parametric mathematical tool that plots time across the x-axis against the precise probability of survival on the y-axis. We can apply this to real clinical data. In 2020, the Journal of Bone and Joint Surgery used this exact method to track the lifespan of different hip implant materials. By mapping the data over time, they found that ceramic-on-ceramic hip implants maintained a highly stable trajectory, resulting in a 95% survival rate at the 15-year mark. When compared to a cohort receiving metal-on-metal implants, the difference is visually immediate. The metal implant curve drops at a sharper rate, ending at an 89% survival probability. The visual data is compelling, but it immediately raises a strict mathematical question. How do we prove the gap between these two curves is caused by the implant material, and not just random chance within the sample size? Researchers answer that using the log rank test. The log rank test evaluates the null hypothesis, the assumption that there is zero actual difference in the probability of an event between the two groups. If the resulting p-value is small enough, typically under 0.05, the null hypothesis is rejected, and the difference is confirmed as statistically significant. This combination of techniques is standard practice across the field. The Pearl Diver research program utilized Kaplan-Meier curves and log-rank testing to prove a higher risk of revision surgery for occipito-cervical fusions compared to atlantoaxial fusions. Together, these two tools form the bedrock of survival analysis. They allow clinicians to plot the exact timeline of a cohort's success and rigorously verify the differences between competing treatments. But baseline data has a critical blind spot. Orthopedic patients are not identical test variables. Differences in age, weight, and lifestyle drastically alter the mechanical load an implant must bear. To account for this, biostatisticians introduced the Cox proportional hazards model. This model isolates individual variables, known as covariates, to quantify exactly how a higher BMI or a specific age bracket increases the hazard rate, or the immediate risk of failure, at any given moment. The Cox model operates on a strict mathematical requirement called the proportional hazards assumption. It assumes that the ratio of risk between different patient groups remains completely constant over time. If a specific variable causes that ratio to fluctuate midway through the timeline, the assumption is broken and the regression results become entirely unreliable. That unreliability points to a broader problem in clinical research. Real-world human trials are messy, and researchers frequently encounter competing risks. A clear example is found in spinal surgery studies for patients with multiple myeloma. A competing risk occurs if a patient passes away from their primary illness before their spinal hardware ever actually fails. If researchers simply delete that deceased patient from the study as a standard dropout, it artificially distorts the sample size and heavily skews the calculated hazard rate for the surviving patients. To manage the reality of a patient's evolving health, biostatisticians use time-dependent covariates. This allows them to update variables mid-study, adjusting for things like a patient's fluctuating weight-bearing capacity in the months following a fracture repair. This table outlines how these specific methodologies are deployed to address complex scenarios across trauma, joint, and oncological orthopedics. Applying these advanced frameworks is essential when modeling risk for vulnerable cohorts, where overlapping medical conditions make outcomes difficult to predict. By utilizing Cox regression and competing risk analyses, researchers build out flat cohort data into a layered dynamic model that respects the complex variations in human biology. Despite its rigor, traditional survival analysis has vulnerabilities. Missing follow-up data from patients who skip appointments can quietly invalidate years of rigorous observation. Furthermore, studies often define an implant failure differently. Some require surgical revision, while others only require reported pain. This inconsistency makes it incredibly difficult to compare cross-study results, but the field is rapidly closing these gaps by modernizing how time-to-event data is collected. The widespread adoption of electronic health records and wearable devices provides researchers with continuous, longitudinal data streams, removing the reliance on sporadic follow-up appointments. Smart implants take this a step further, allowing surgeons to monitor real-time load-bearing and detect microscopic mechanical wear long before a clinical failure occurs. Advanced machine learning models ingest this dynamic information. Integrating deep learning with survival analysis reduced prediction errors from 30% to under 10%. Unlike older models, neural networks continuously update predictions based on evolving side effects and aging, generating a hyper-specific individual profile. For medical professionals, this research establishes two strict mandates. First, the true longevity of an intervention can only be measured by evaluating precise time-to-event data, not broad binary outcomes. Second, any comparative literature claiming superior clinical outcomes must be backed by rigorous log-rank validation and comprehensive Cox modeling to prove its validity. Integrating survival analysis with AI and real-time data allows clinicians to pivot toward a high-resolution model of individual risk, grounding a patient's prognosis in their own specific biological variables.